He's sort of a Stratford icon in the sense that people know who he is.
He's known as the sign painter in the city.
He's got a unique kind of lifestyle, and people notice that right off the get-go.
He's well connected.
He's not your typical artist, and he's not your typical businessman.
He's a fixture here.
He's a well-rounded, Renaissance kind of fellow.
Art is a lifestyle. It's a means of expression that only an artist can know. I'm Philip Yielding of Stratford, more commonly known as Philip of Stratford. I don't normally use my last name. Because of my speech impediment, Yielding comes out as Fielding. From as long as I can remember, I was, in my eyes, I was an artist. I was a little artist, and I just grew bigger. I was framing everything I looked at. I put a frame around it, composed it all the time. I was largely influenced by my father because that was his life, and I admired my father more than anything. He'd been influenced by the Group of Seven. They were friends, and that's a style I ended up picking up on, the Impressionistic style. I wanted to be a dedicated artist. It really meant a lot to me, you know, but then you soon realize that you're not going to make a lot of money doing it unless you just happen to click and get the right stuff. And of course, as dedicated as you are being an artist, well, you get the big dollar doing commercial work and it swings your attitude a wee bit. For whatever reason, I started living a crazier lifestyle. I did some bad things, got into some bad habits. For more excitement, for some reason, I ended up with a handgun, and I decided that I would relieve some people of their money, namely a card game. But there were a lot of people there. There were way more than I thought. There was about 30 people instead of 2 or 3. We ended up getting a little extra spending money, and then I decided I wanted to keep it all for myself. But I got caught, and I got locked up in jail. When you're an artist, you're sort of a chameleon as well. So you adapt to every situation, and you make the best of it. I found it kind of interesting going into the lockup, and soon I was back to where I was. People were saying, "Oh, you're an artist, we'll take you off the count." And I was able to draw in a different fashion. It was kind of fun. I ended up being on a roll of drinking and getting too much into me, and turned out being an alcoholic. Fully blown alcoholic. Slowly began to eat away at me, because like any addiction, you think you've always got a beat. I can remember getting up in the morning and I'd want to write a note or do a sketch, and I'd think, I can't do that anymore. Then, in a desperate move to sort of rid myself of all my past, I took pictures by the hundreds, photographs of people, places I'd been, paintings I'd done, and burnt them. I thought it was going to drive me crazy, so I would start over again. Now I'm sorry I did, because now I have to remember everything. For some unknown reason, I woke up one morning, drunk out of my face, and I phoned the proper people, and I became a sober person again. It was just another experience. It's a learning curve in life. And being an alcoholic, people would say, you wasted so many years. No, I didn't. It was just another form of learning what life is all about. And now, here we start on another path. So I started doing whatever was necessary. I painted houses inside, outside. And then it sort of came back. The ability to pick up a brush, and it felt good. I hadn't done that for a long time. Then all of a sudden I was getting these phone calls, and I still do. I've done lots of work in and around Stratford, paintings and signs. I just finished a big mural on the side of the River Garden Inn, which I believe is 80 or 90 feet by 25 or 30. You know, I'm 70 now, and you become aware that when you're 70, you don't have a lot more time, but time is sort of a strange thing. You don't have enough time. Personally, I don't have enough time in a day. I want to do a lot of things. I want to paint more. I want to experiment with different styles of painting. I really look forward to the day when I don't have the energy to go out and put signs up on the highway, even though I'll miss it. But I would love to be able to get up and go to my studio and just paint and put down what's inside. You put it on the canvas and see the expression on someone's face when you show them. And that's the big thing that I enjoy out of painting.